market now and look at the performance of the capital market. And as of course, as you're aware, capital market is a reflection of the economy. We can't talk about the economy without capital market. Let's get started as we look at the results of yesterday. The NGX closed on a positive note amid sell-offs and buy interest as the benchmark all-share index appreciated by 30 basis points at the close of Thursday. Well, the NGX all-share index closed above 47,510.38 basis point. That's the new level reading to reflect a growth of 0.30% from the previous trading day. If you look at the year-to-date, returning to about 11.22%, while the market capitalization grew by 77.13 billion naira. At the close of market on Thursday, the exchange market value currently stands at 25.61 trillion naira at the end of the trading day. The market breadth closed positive. You have the Sky Fund, shares of the Sky Fund leading about 21 gainers and 16 losers, topped by DANGSUGAR at the end of the day's trading. The stock market has advanced since the start of the year by 4,793.94 basis point. All right, it's time to bring our guest in now. Mr. Bano is a stock analyst. He joins us via the telephone. Mr. Olaide Bano is a research analyst at Atlas Portfolio Limited. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Glad to have you join us.
And let me start by saying Happy Good Friday. Is that the way to start?
Happy Good Friday.
We see the all-share index appreciated by 30 basis points at the close of market yesterday. What would you attribute this appreciation to?
Yeah, the yesterday gain was a reflection of investor positive sentiment in the most capitalized stock in the market, Dangote Cement, and also WAPCO and the likes of Honey Flower, and so together with GT holding company, then and the likes of other insurance companies like AXA Massage, Linkage Insurance, Lasaco, and Nigeria Bureau itself. So the investor positive sentiment, I mean, the yesterday gain was a reflection of investor positive sentiment in all those bellwether stocks, actually.
And if you also look at the gainers of the day, we see some, investments, the stocks of some different banks gaining, and also we see some losers also. But if you look at the trend, you see that the deals traded were about 6,212. That's about an increase of 14.63%, and the volume was 385.18 million. Is it a good sign for the market, and how should investors position themselves looking at this trend?
Yeah, the number of these that actually go to about 6,000 plus was that okay. Other investors are saying that the market is beginning to have a better shape compared to what we had last month. So investors are beginning to come into the market. But irrespective of that, the investors are still cautious about the prices of those stocks. You know, over time, during last month, so to say, and last week, the previous week, so the market was quite bearish, where so many investors are like, okay, left the market. And for this week, so far, you know that the market has actually been positive enough. So investors are coming into the market and to be cautious not to buy at another high price again. So, and that's the reason why we had that volume to be at that point. And, you know, irrespective if at 1 naira or 2 naira difference, the investors are still like cautious. And yesterday has been the last trading day of the week. Investors feel like, okay, it's a better point. If they can get the stock that like yesterday, then they can come again on Tuesday when the market resumes.
We have seen some bullish trend in the market in the last 4 or 5 trading sessions. And then you are now seeing the new level of index reading above 47,000. Remember, it went as high as 47,000 before dropping to 46,000 as the last week. But we're beginning to see a positive trend. What do you think informed this? Because of course, some people have said, yes, we are seeing some earnings, it's earnings season, it's expectation ahead earnings season, and some people attributed that to the fact that we're beginning to see a full year report from some of the listed companies on the exchange. What's your position?
Yeah, the full year from the results from the company, investors have actually digested those results, and they feel okay, yes, which company is to invest into. And if you notice, majority of these fundamental stocks declare their dividend and had their closure date, and like about 12 of these derivative stocks like GT, Zenith, UCAP, Nigerian Brewery, WAPCO, they had their closure dates around that March and early this month, the first week of the month. And you know, when the closure date is around that price, the price of the stock will come down. So this week, investors feel like, okay, this is a better point. I mean, a better place to come into the market as the prices of those stocks has come down. As at last week, Thursday, the likes of GT, Zenith, the price of those stocks were around 21, 22 naira. So, you know, investors feel like, okay, that's not the true value of that particular stock. They feel like, yes, buying into it now for short-term or even long-term investments. So, when you look at the market generally, you see that the majority of the gain in this week was impacted by the banking sectors, although all other top sectors had their positive sentiment, but it's actually mainly driven by the banking sectors.
Okay. All right. Let me also take you on these. Yes, we do know, but let's get your expectation ahead of the earnings season. We've seen earnings from United Capital. I think that's the only earnings I've seen so far. What are your expectations as regard this?
The Q1 report, my expectation has been okay. Majority of these sector companies, we have their positive outputs. You know, compared to Q1 2021, especially the value of goods and services we have now is on the high price. Just putting that in numbers, not to talk of the purchasing power of the people itself, but putting that in numbers, you have, okay, their revenue will increase, and the same thing with their costs. Though majority of these companies have been trying to manage their costs based on the power cost, the cost of power in the country as we speak now. So many of them have been managing their costs. So for the Q1, I expect majority of them to have a marginal increase in their earnings.
Let's look at the top gainers of the day. For instance, we see Linkage Assurance gaining 4.08% to close at 51 kobo. And then Maya also gained 1 naira 60 kobo. That's to close at 7.38%. What would you say is responsible for this gain? Because if you look at on the flip side, we see the losers, Dangote Sugar topping the losers, and then followed by RT Briscoe, Africa Prudence, UBN, and then Qtix. How would you narrate or give us, help us better understand the reason for this gain and then the loss?
The reason for the gain in those companies, like the Maya has been on full beat most of the trading hours, especially even from March. So the gain continued to this week, to yesterday also. And for other ones like the Linkage Assurance, investors feel okay, probably the price of those stocks are actually very cheap. They feel okay, they can get more. If the price increased by 1 kobo, 2 kobo, they are still at the better side. So, you know, the value of each of those stocks now determine the volume of what you have when you have the purchase compared to when you have a stock of high price like Airtel and Co. And for the loser side of it, the RT Bisco and Dangote Sugar has been running around 15 naira, 17 naira for a while. So investors in that point feel okay, for anybody that invested at even 16 naira and selling at 17.50 is still at a marginal gain. You know, majority of these people in the market are traders. Long-term investors are long-term investors. They will invest for at least a year or two. So people playing in the market are traders. 1 naira, 2 naira gain is okay for them. They are out. So for the RT Bisco have been on a positive trajectory for a while, and for anybody that invested over the past 3-4 weeks ago, definitely they have a better return as you speak. So I believe the sell-off is running around, and if you have a better
result,
a better gain from RT Bisco, you can put the money in a very fundamental source now.
Okay, just before we allow you to go, a lot of people may not really understand how stock investment is. Maybe you need to help us understand that, because I know a lot of people are watching us now. They want to know how to take advantage of the investment
Stock market.
opportunities in the stock market. I mean, bring us to speed. What do you think an average Nigerian needs to know about investing in stock market?
Investment in stock market, I'll start with by saying is a risk investment compared to the fixed income that is risk free. But the risky investment part of it is that you can gain as much as possible, as much as 10% in a day, and you can lose as much as 10% in a day. So investment in stock market is not what you can invest for it's okay, yes, I'm buying, and you expect it to be like growing every day. It's a volatile market, and by the time you invest, just know that okay, you are investing in a very fundamental stock. You can do your own research by that, and even contact the likes of the stockbrokers, your investment analyst or your portfolio analyst to ask for more information around that.
When you say investment in a day, I mean 10% gain a day, how much are we looking at here? And that 10%, how much can it give me on my principal?
Yeah, what I mean is that for every stock, for example, now if Access Bank is doing around 10 naira, it's closed at 10 naira on Thursday, and if it's gaining on Tuesday, you can't give more than 10% market. That is 1 naira. That's in a day. That's the rule of the market. You can't give more than 10% in a day. So if you invest about 100,000 naira today, then the following day, if the particular stock you invest into gain 10%, then you have 110,000 naira in your investments.
Interesting.
Okay. I think that's a fine place to leave it. Thank you so much, Olaide
time.
Banu. Thank you for your time on the show.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
And have a lovely Easter celebration.
Yeah.
You too.